All right, welcome to We Should Start a Podcast, where Donovan, myself, Ryan talk about starting a podcast while he's eating gummies.
They're
Actually, gummy bears. They're gummy
medicinal.
bears.
Look,
They're medicinal gummy
welcome to We Should Start a Podcast. What are we talking about today, Ryan?
We're going to talk about UFOs.
UFOs? They're called like UTAPs now or something.
And here's our new intro.
We shall start a podcast.
I don't think that's going to get old. It doesn't get bad.
It doesn't get bad. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any worse. It's a constant. It's like it's just there.
You know, when I mentally think to myself, is my team working? Are my team working?
Oh, I think.
And then I see, and then I'm like, oh, I see them hanging out and laughing. They're not working. But then I see moments like this. I'm like, I'm so proud.
Yeah,
they're kicking ass.
I like it.
UFOs.
Talk to me about them.
So I'm not. Are you a big UFO guy?
I wasn't until I drove to Florida, and then I listened to a Joe Rogan podcast because I don't know. I was trying. Are you a road tripper? Do you do that?
I used to be's.
Okay. So my big trick on road trips is either to find an audiobook at the truck stop. Do people still do audiobooks?
So is that a euphemism?
Yeah, is that
no?
Like, what do you do when you say audiobook at the truck stop?
An actual audiobook. They have them at Love's and.
First of all, are you doing a cassette, a CD? What are you doing?
CDs.
Do you not have like
CDs
Audible? Like it's a thing. Okay,
now I understand. Okay,
we have apps on our phone.
All right. Listen. So my thing used to be the audiobooks. Now I don't do that. Obviously, because we're in the future.
I use audiobooks all the time, but they're on my phone.
You just don't. Here's the deal. I was listening to a Rogan podcast. He had a guy on there. His name is like James Fox. Okay. Not Jamie Fox. Not
We're in the
him.
weed. This is going.
Listen,
he's already told us to wrap it.
No, that's old. That's for the last one. James Fox is in this show with the guy, Rogan. And they're talking about this thing that happened in Brazil, in a place called Varginha. I'm not even trying to make you laugh. I'm just saying it. That's what it is.
What did you say?
Varginha.
Like, is it similar to the vagine?
No, it's just called Varginha. And this guy told this story, and he made a movie called Moment of Contact, which you can watch on Amazon. And this made me believe this, and then other things that have come out in the big news, as I like to call the real news.
The fake news.
the mainstream media, right? These things make me think that, there's something else out there. The truth is out there. Have you heard Moment of Contact? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No clue. Here's what we watching ads now?
No, it's like a duck and he's jumping. Look.
Oh, what are we?
Oh, keep going. This to hold people's attention. Don't worry about
it. Oh, because you're saying that you're just rambling. That's what he's saying.
Oh, here's the thing, bro.
So why did I say let's talk about UFOs today? Not because of like something. It's because there's actual Pentagon papers. There's actual like conversations happening at the government level saying, "Hey, Congress is saying, hey, Pentagon, you're holding stuff back from us." You have whistleblowers saying, hey, there's either aliens. I don't even think they're saying aliens. They're saying there's secret projects out there that there's zero oversight. So what does that mean? Are you spending a lot of money? Blah, 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 blah.
Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you my theory on everything real quick.
And then you got people saying, oh, there's 10 feet people in my backyard, but I forgot to get my cell phone out. There's thousands and millions of videos of Taylor Swift on stage. We can't get a good high quality video of an alien
or Bigfoot, for that matter.
Or Bigfoot.
Just one HD picture, please. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, it's all BS.
People film the most obscure shit. You're like, how did they get that on film?
Right. That's my point.
Alien,
so
it's like 4 pixels.
Yes. So when it comes to the
quick,
UFOs,
get out our razor.
When it comes to UFOs, I think it's just extremely expensive, top secret government programs.
That's what you think it is?
Absolutely.
All right.
If it's for aliens, it doesn't matter. We're all dead anyway.
Are you ready for me to blow your mind with the truth? of what it actually is?
Bring it.
Because I'm happy to hear what you think it is.
Bring
bro.
it.
Dude. Don't start doing that yet. Like, give me a second to go.
Don't
What-
worry about it.
Before
You know what you should do, Sohail, is make that full screen, but make the opacity like 50%. So it's just like, it almost looks like but make it full.
make it like I'm part of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Maybe
hilarious.
a little less. Maybe
The
him more.
funniest
Yes.
man that's ever
There we go.
lived.
There we go. All right, go ahead.
I think that the Earth is flat and we're inside a dome, and that's what they're referring to when they talk about the firmament. And I think that's also why the Tesla rockets fly sideways and don't go straight up. Furthermore, I think the ocean is a gateway out. I think we're surrounded by water, okay? I think we're all in water. I think we're trapped here. I think we did something bad, and we're the universe says, hey, you know what? Those guys suck. Let's dome them up.
and you thought this was blow my mind?
Oh, I mean, it should be blowing your mind.
It's blowing my mind how dumb you are.
Listen to me for just a moment and tell me this, if you will. Why is it that we have never, ever, ever, in the time and year of advanced technology and cameras, and we have better cameras in our phone than they had when they made Jaws. How come we have never been back to the moon?
Okay.
Why have we never gone back?
You
Is
know
it
why?
because we never went in the first place? Because we
No.
can't? Because we're surrounded by a dome?
I can give you. We will be on the moon within 5 years if one thing happens.
What? Legalize marijuana? Everybody be like, hey guys, I got a really great idea.
If China starts, if China says they're going to put a moon base on the moon,
Uh-huh.
the United States will put a moon base on the moon.
Do you think
The only reason we went to the moon in the first place
'Cause
was
of
to
Russia?
beat Russia. That's the only reason.
it was a big bluff by Russia? Like, oh, let's go to the moon, just because they were kind of trying to see if it could be done, and
No.
they maybe didn't build anything.
That's the thing is they were leading the space race.
Did you think my Russian accent was good?
I mean, I was convinced.
Yeah.
Oh, where did Donovan go?
This isn't Donovan. This is obviously Dostoevsky.
What was that?
Dostoevsky.
Doteski?
Dostoevsky. It's a very common Russian name.
My name is
Sing se
Igor.
heute Abend frei. That's German.
Igor. Oh.
Igor.
I'm a huge
Igor.
fan of Crime and Punishment.
Crime and Punishment. Yep.
Never heard of it.
And John Lennon. Love that guy.
John Wick was good too.
See what I did there with Lennon? Because it's not actually John Lennon. It was Lennon, the guy who was a guy in Russia.
Yeah.
Popular
Yeah,
one.
that didn't land.
Yeah, I like 100% cotton.
Tell you
cheese.
who else didn't land? Us on the moon because we're in a dome. Have you ever seen the episode of The Simpsons?
So
which predicts-
another aspect. Here's the thing: is another aspect of the moon landing
Mm-hmm.
because that's I guess the trajectory we're going here with this.
trajectory. I like
Yes.
that. Smart.
Maybe, and this is the overlay for me. Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
It is. Here it comes.
Is the engineers that were working on the projects like the Saturn V rocket?
Yeah. They just can't seem to replicate the technology from 40 years ago for some reason.
Because all of it was handcrafted mechanisms. And the engineers that were working on that aren't working there anymore. And a lot of them died.
Nobody took notes.
No one took notes.
That sounds totally realistic and believable. 100%.
And
Nah.
did you see the
Makes sense to me.
Who's the
It checks out.
Lord of the Rings guy? Director?
Elrond?
The director?
the king of the
Peter
elves?
McKinnon? Was it Peter McKinnon?
Peter Jackson.
Peter
Peter Jackson. So Peter Jackson, he like they so when
They're
they
like,
did
"Hey."
the Apollo time out, let me finish. Let me actually have a real moment here.
I wish you would. I wish you would have a real moment. God.
I'm trying to validate
Almighty.
your opinion. You're gonna take more gummies?
Yes, I feel like I need them because this
Now that
is...
we're talking about space.
Okay,
and
let's
flat
go
Earth,
there.
You're just giving me them all.
Do you want one?
No, I'm
Will you eat
I'm
one?
a Christian.
Okay.
So apparently, I don't know how many hours, but there was an absorbent
Was it as
amount of
long as it's taking you to tell me? Was it that many hours? Was it that many hours, you think?
Peter Jackson made it. What they did, I think it was Peter. It might not have been Peter Jackson, actually.
Peter Frampton.
So one of the Apollo missions, they took all the footage from the launch and then they made it modern. My point being is they had thousands of hours worth of footage that they found out of archives and made a nice movie out of it.
And Peter Jackson, what was his level of involvement? Exactly.
Maybe none. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get to, if the room will let me get there, is they have all this footage. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
You done?
Yeah.
What is so funny for you?
Nothing. It's funny. Go ahead. Tell me more.
You know what, Sohail? This is actually a good idea. Because you know on some of those TikToks where they'll take like a movie or something and then they just have some stupid shit beside it? Maybe we do that with a full podcast, where the whole podcast is just us with stupid shit
Where
on
are
TV.
you finding all this stuff is what I want to know.
It's just for
I
you
do
page.
this all the time. Whenever Corey goes on a rant, it's to up the retention.
So, anyway, Peter Jackson said that... So Peter
Anyway,
okay.
UFOs.
Yeah.
If there were UFOs, if there were aliens, again, why don't we have a high definition picture?
I don't know why we don't have a high definition picture, and I wish we did.
You okay there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good.
You look like you're tearful.
Oh, that was just funny to me. I don't know why. It just made me laugh. We are clearly in a dome, and the Earth is flat, and the answers lie beyond the Arctic. There's a documentary that I saw one time, which I'm not going to cite because you have to have like a really weird access to a unauthorized website to go there, and you have to like be a member of this group of people, which I am. And I watched the documentary. It talks about how there was a guy who flew his airplane over the Arctic. And what he saw astounded him. And it was what was used in the encyclopedia to say, hey, that's what's over there for a few years. But then they redacted and took it out because it told the terrible truth, which we now know. We're all inside a dome. The Earth is flat. We live on a giant ice cap.
So here's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Is there just one?
When I look at myself on the screen, you know, I know I'm a very good-looking human being.
Right.
But I actually also look like I have a job. When I look at you, you've got the hair,
Right.
the saggy shirt.
On account of the weight loss. This might be a foreign topic.
Oh!
But
Damn! Shots fired.
Oh, come on.
I'm just trying to invalidate your opinion by your looks.
I know.
You're trying to actually hurt my feelings.
I'm not. I love you. I would never
It's
hurt
fine.
your feelings.
It wouldn't.
I would never.
It's hard to get to them. There's a lot of padding.
Oh my God. That's terrible. You take that
That's
back right
terrible?
now in the name of Genghis.
Anyway, I'm just trying to say, when you're talking about the world is flat and your hair's like, woo!
I look like the.
You
I
look
look like a
cuckoo.
guy.
You look like a kook.
Here's the deal. I look like the kind of guy that would tell you the world is flat. The Earth is flat.
And believe it.
And believe it.
Do you believe that?
I kind of do.
No, you don't.
I
You've
kinda do.
traveled the world.
I have traveled the world, and in all of my travels, I never saw any evidence to support the claim that we are on a ball.
Did you ever have a window seat on the plane?
I did, and I look. But have you ever noticed what shape the window seats are in airplanes? Anybody want to pull up a window seat? Let's look at the shape of the window seat. It's like
an
this.
oval.
It's a circle, so it makes you.
I'm not doing that.
It's because you. Yeah, I know why. We all know why you want to do that.
He's
It's
a government
fine.
agent.
It's cool. It's whatever. We know why.
Why?
But I would just encourage y'all to do your own research.
Anytime you hear somebody say, do your own research, it's because they have done zero.
I would encourage you to do your own research. There's a couple Simpsons episodes that support what I'm saying.
You're validating your opinion with a Simpsons episode.
Okay, once again, I will have to point to the fact that the Simpsons have correctly predicted on multiple occasions insane things. Like, you remember when Trump ran for president the first time?
Yes.
In the Simpsons episode titled, I don't remember what it's titled, There's a scene.
I should do my own research.
You should do your own research. There's a scene of him coming down the escalator, same way to announce he's going to be president. Person drops the sign, same thing. In the future, he does the same thing. He comes down the escalator. The guy dropped the sign.
But don't you mean the past?
What? No, the Simpsons episode predicted it. It was weird. Pull it up. No, he won't. He won't. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. This. What could it be in your mind? Could it be possible?
What?
Could it be possible
that the world is flat?
That the world is flat?
No.
Based on your extensive scientific research, or because someone told you?
Because I can look in the sky
and you see a circle.
You see circles all over the place.
What other kind of shapes do you see all over the place?
Have you ever just like looked at the distance and like if you go somewhere and all of a sudden see mountains, why didn't I see why do the mountains rise? Why does the sun rise? Why does it set?
Okay, I know that you don't want to help support.
Is it just going around a flat thingy, or is it like somebody pulling up a chain?
I know that Sohail doesn't want to support anything that I'm saying. However, just for shits and giggles, could you pull up one of those Tesla spaceship rockets? Just the footage of that.
And then what
penis ones?
The ones that look like giant condoms.
But what are you saying those going sideways? What are you talking about?
I'll show you. If we ever pull it up. Ryan's asked for it, so now you gotta do it. So.
What do you want? Just a picture of it?
No.
It was a video.
A video footage of it going through the sky.
Just show it with your hand.
I can't. I need the
here's the
video footage.
There's no way
here's the deal.
You believe
Look,
in
here's how
Earth.
rockets go up, right? Up like this, right?
Okay.
However, every video we have of the rockets, they go up for a certain point, and then they go, and then they go, and then they go, and then they go. It's because they can't break through something.
Oh
There's
my
something
God.
that's making
it's called
them
the
turn.
atmosphere.
Oh
And when
my
you
God.
watch the trails,
Dude,
hold on, listen.
You're talking about friction.
When you look, the trails behind it looks like water. It's like we're in a giant water bubble. I'm just saying what it looks like. I'm not saying that's what it is. Does it not look like that?
First of all, it going up. Since the beginning of time, when it comes, not time, but like the beginning of all the space race, they've all done that. Go watch Apollo 13.
I know, that's my whole point. They've all done that because they can't break through. We've never been to the moon. We've never been anywhere. Stanley Kubrick directed it. Stanley Kubrick directed it. They directed the moon landing.
Going straight up is not the amount of friction that when they come back down, they don't come straight in. They come at an angle. Why do planes go sideways? Why don't they just go straight up?
I'm not an aviation expert. All I am is a surveyor of things.
Right.
And I can only make, all I can do is encourage you to do your own research.
Donovan, can I?
No. If it's going to be mean, no.
The Earth is rotating. So if something's going straight up and we are moving, what's that thing going straight up going to look like?
Okay, well, I mean, I guess it would be.
Bro. What year is it? Talking about flat Earth and moon landing. Sorry, that was mean. I'm sorry.
It was very mean, and I'm offended.
Are we sure that's like copyright free?
I gotta fix that.
Is that real? Is that free?
Is that a dragon?
Is that royalty free?
Is it a dragon fruit?
We pay for.
Access. So anyway,
so what?
It goes at an angle because of friction in the air.
Okay. And is that based on all of your scientific research, or because what somebody told you?
First of all science research is based off of somebody else is telling you something to begin with. Otherwise, you're not able to progress as a society. Did you invent the wheel?
Mm-mm.
Then how do you know a wheel works?
Because I use it.
Right. Oh, so you just use it.
Evidence.
You use it, but somebody else had to build it.
Right.
This is the thing. You use GPS, right?
Right.
You use so many things that come from all this research.
That's a good
And-
argument. That's a
Right.
better
And
argument.
also, your argument and all the flat Earth arguments. So just
They're
go
stupid.
become a scientist. Go become a
Yeah.
aerospace engineer, and then they'll say, "Oh no, they're all paid off. They're all." No, go become one. Go study it. Go do the research yourself. If that's what you need to accept something, you're not. No one's barring you from doing that.
But isn't there a part of you, just any part of you at
No.
all, that thinks that it's far more likely that we haven't been to the moon than we have? Because isn't there
The
more?
amount of people that it would take to hold that secret,
How many would it really take?
a lot.
Because it doesn't have to be stay totally hidden. They could, like, for example, like it. How many people do you think it took to hide the secret that JFK was?
Here's the thing is. Here's the thing is. Here's the thing. All the people that killed JFK, they probably got killed very quickly.
Right.
Everybody that, if you're going to go down that worm or that rabbit hole of conspiracy, anybody that was involved in the JFK assassination, if it was more than just Lee Harvey Oswald, they were probably dead within the day. Period. So same thing with if you take that logic, which I'm not saying that's what happened, but if you take that logic and apply it to this, those astronauts, they're either still alive or they lived a long life, the ones that went to the moon. If they didn't go to the moon, it would be easier to kill them off and just revere them as heroes than to trust that they would never tell somebody that, oh, that's all fake.
Well, do you think that? What year did we land on the moon? 1969,
69, I think.
Is that the
So
year?
hell, come on now.
Is that the year though?
Yes, yes.
Is that what they say? 1969.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Right.
So-
around time 2001 came out.
And that was directed by Stanley
Your
Kubrick.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, but okay, let's get on that. That was a really high quality film. The spaceman moon landing. It was shitty quality.
My question is, who is filming? Who's holding the camera?
The aliens, dude.
No,
We
the
covered
first-
that at the
Jim.
beginning of
If
this.
the guy's the first man on the moon, who's holding the camera?
That
There's
is
nobody
so
holding the camera.
documented.
It's on the damn leg. They put it on the leg of the lander. I know this is all an
No,
act, and you're just searching for something funny to say.
I'm just wondering.
This is
do you,
an act.
Do you
so
actually?
don't
y'all actually think we've been to the moon?
Of course.
Okay. Well,
Well,
good. I'm glad.
and do you think there's robots on the other side of the moon?
Robots?
Transformers?
Oh, probably not. I mean, because I don't think we've ever been to the moon to even see. Because I think the moon is just a light in the sky that goes on a rail back and forth.
You don't think it's
I just want to address your rocket thing because I feel like you actually believe that. Donovan, rockets have to curve to enter Earth's orbit. Earth is round. It proves that Earth is round. Not proves, but would suggest that Earth is round because the goal of the rocket is to enter Earth's orbit, right? If it just kept going straight, it would eventually run out of fuel and plummet back down.
it's not efficient. Because the
It's got to
friction,
enter orbit to go anywhere or to stay in orbit. It's got to.
the speed.
How come there's no stars in space?
What? What are you talking?
You know how
they're
you
all full of stars.
No, you know how you see stars all the time when you're down here, but then in every like space thing ever of any footage, there's no stars to be seen, and you'd think
that's
they'd
a
be
film
everywhere.
thing. They are everywhere. It's just not captured on film.
Why? I don't know. But
Do your own research.
Do your own research. How come there's no stars?
What are you talking about? Pull
Okay,
up the most famous
so
picture of Earth ever.
Not the one that's been photoshopped and drawn, because all those pictures that NASA
Oh
brings
my
us are photoshopped.
But there's
They're
that.
composites of multiple photos. Yes. Whenever you're in the sun's light, right? So you're talking about like on the light side of the moon, pictures from that. Of course, you can't see stars because there's the sun. The sun's intensity of light blocks out your ability to see stars. Think about if you're like looking at the sun, and then there's a little flashlight right there.
When you get an outfit
What are
for
you gonna
Sohail
see?
that's like a professor outfit, like when he's being a
you're-
scientist.
No, but if you're on the dark side of the moon, yes, you can see.
Yeah,
It's mind. I'm pretty sure you can see stars just like we can see here on Earth.
you shouldn't
But
say
we'll
I'm
never
pretty
know
sure. You
because
should just-
nobody's
or-
ever.
Or they could be little pinpricks in the dome. He
called you a pinprick.
You know.
I
don't
think
know,
they're
it could
angels. I think they're biblically accurate angels guarding us.
biblically accurate angel.
Have you ever seen a biblically accurate angel?
Lucifer.
I think I saw that movie, The Green Mile.
There's a biblically accurate angel picture of what it would look like, and it's like this giant circle thing with a bunch of eyes.
So it is a circle.
Well, it's like a circle, but it's got eyes and stuff.
Oh, I was talking about the
Oh.
Earth.
I don't know. I'm just saying, what a tantalizing. It
You
could,
know-
could kind of go either way. I think we can all agree it could be either way.
As long as we
Could be either
it-
flat
it-
or maybe it's not. That's what we can agree on.
biblically accurate angel.
We can
Those
agree.
Are just butterflies.
We can agree that
Those are horrifying.
both of us have
and
made
scary.
compelling cases, and it's
I didn't
really
have
up
to
to.
make any case. Like,
Well, it's up to interpretation. I mean, I think
it's
both
not,
of us
it's
have.
not.
I think we've really both. It's so even. It's hard to decide which one's probably real. Because you've brought up some great points, and I can see that, and I know that you see
I
where I'm
haven't
coming
brought up
from.
any points.
No, I know
I'm
you
just
guys see
pointing
where I'm
out
coming-
how stupid it sounds.
I just like how wide open for interpretation,
It's
because it's
not.
like you could either believe what I'm thinking or you could believe what you're thinking equally, and neither of them outweighs the other in opinion.
flat Earth or actual Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
or
who knows, right?
gravity. It's just a.
Who knows?
Gravity is more of a mental state than anything.
Who knows? It could be anything, really.
So. Do your own research. Look, all I want to say is, do your own research. But how are you supposed to do your own research about the Earth?
Just Google it.
And
But you have to
Googling
go
is
to
not
special
research.
You go to
Websites.
school for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a job where you have access to use a telescope.
So how do you explain the Mars?
I can't explain Mars.
Because we've been to Mars with
Have we?
robots. With robots.
Have we been to Mars, or did we just make them like? Because I saw Nick Cage be Superman over the weekend.
That was in horrible CGI.
I haven't seen many clear pictures of Mars, but I did see the picture of Mars that actually turned out to be a picture of Utah. That,
See what?
Please don't talk shit on these cute little guys.
Look, do you
Come
remember-
on. Do you think they would do anything to deceive you?
looks like Wally.
First of all, these are robots. They don't. They're not. They're not animate. Was that the word?
I
Animate?
think that it's been proven that these pictures are actually from Utah, not from Mars. I do think that's a real thing. I think that was a real thing.
I thought Utah was more white.
I need to put a disclaimer on here for misinformation, Donovan.
Is it not?
I'm glad we're not live.
Is it not on there? Is it not?
Editors, please put that on there.
No, listen. Doesn't it say? See, they're just trying to push their agenda. Look, if doesn't
Who's
it?
they?
The ones. Look, doesn't it say that it was the photos were actually from not Mars?
Yes, it absolutely says that.
I knew it.
Can you pull up footage of when Matt Damon went to Mars?
Is
Got him.
it the Martian? Look,
Yeah.
that's where
Like,
those pictures are from.
That's on Mars.
I believe
We were on Mars in 2015.
I'm just saying, when it comes out that aliens are real and we live on a dome, y'all are gonna feel
Dude,
so
when the
silly.
aliens are real, I'm gonna be so happy because that means we're done.
How does that align with the... Never mind.
If
Yes,
there's
continue
aliens,
your thoughts,
here's the
sorry.
deal. If there's aliens, no one's ever allowed to say, Donovan, your crazy far-fetched idea of flat Earth is insane.
No, I totally believe that they made it light years and millions of light years to us, and then, had trouble landing and crashing. here.
Right.
Or taking over all of our media or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Why would they travel all this far
because
and
they don't exist.
then crash?
They didn't exist.
No, it's because space is not what we think it is.
Well, I'm not saying they don't exist either, but think about
Because
walking past an ant, right? You're not going to notice the ant. We are ants to people, to
whatever
beings
could
that
travel
can-
that like that.
Yeah.
So Hill, you need to elevate your mental state. You are not an ant. You are somebody.
I sometimes feel like an ant.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you feel like an ant.
Sometimes you don't.
Okay, so I
Anyway.
know this topic's really current and engaging, and people, have never heard people talk about this one before.
I've never talked about this because I usually have
This
a little
guy.
bit more informed conversations.
Here's how this conversation, just for the people who are watching, I'm talking to you, all right? I'm talking to you right now. This is how these conversations start. One guy says the truth, says, hey, the earth is flat, da-da-da-da, and then everybody else around him immediately starts discounting him, immediately starts saying, well, that's clearly not true because of science. What does that even mean? Science? Come on. All I'm saying is, if this doesn't look, because this will be taken out of the mood is tense in here. I know it all looks funny,
can I rebuttal?
but the mood is tense. I don't need to say anything else. Just do your own research.
Can I rebuttal?
See? Look.
All right.
See?
Nothing has been tense here. You've got an eloquent speaker who is a really comedic actor just throwing shit out of his ass. I don't believe he believes anything he said today. I think he's quite funny, and he's just making stuff up because he's trying to be outrageous. He knows the flat earth is stupid. He knows the earth is round. He knows we've been to the moon, and he's just trying to get a laugh out of Sohail and I. That's what I believe.
That I believe, unfortunately, that you do believe some of this, and that's totally fine. And I still love you, and there's no tension. I was also just hamming it up, so it is what it is.
Sohail, you don't have to play on feelings. What are you doing with your eyes? Are you communicating with the aliens?
No. What do you mean?
Are you doing Morse code for "Save Me, I'm Trapped"?
I'm not doing anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you? What is that? Katy Perry? You doing the Katy Perry dance?
Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us on We Should Start a Podcast. This
Where
has
we
been
definitely
fun.
have round Earth.
It's all flat. Just like my boobies.
Did y'all? I thought y'all were gonna talk about the video from Las Vegas.
I thought we were too.
Okay, tell me about. Okay, now that we've covered flat Earth, tell me about. I was trying to be funny by flashing my eyes. You know what I mean, like those videos, those witness videos.
It would have been funny if the eyelids were going the other way.
Oh, like a reptilian.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. Can we have our editor do that?
No, you can do it.
I don't want to do that. I thought we had an editor. All right.
No,
So
again,
what happened? What's going on with the Pentagon? So the whistleblowers, Pentagon. You think it's all undercover?
I think what it is there's the Pentagon is doing what they always do, where they have the industrial war industrial complex, whatever, where they're spending a lot of money on projects, secret projects that Congress doesn't even know about. And when people see crazy UFO stuff, what they're seeing are secret government projects. Now, the stuff that people, something landed in my backyard, I think that's fake.
So there was this thing, Moment of Contact, that movie I was talking about, the Joe Rogan thing. The story where a ship crash landed in Brazil and 120,000 people saw it. And 10,000 people came in contact with a creature, saw it, documented at the hospital. The U.S. government came in, retrieved the ship, retrieved the creature, retrieved everything, and left. All these people, they have zero reason to say anything. They've gained nothing from it.
120,000 people.
120,000 people.
No cell phones.
I know. What was 2000? The thing is, it was 1996.
120,000 people, 1996, no cameras.
No Super 8.
There is footage, but this footage was, that
Looked like it came from 1950.
Trust me, when you hear the story, you think, "Oh, that's stupid."
And this is a story you found on some documentary on a Freemason or like some weird.
No, it was a
So-
Rogan guest. It was a Rogan guest.
So,
and then
so-
I,
well, here, let me interrupt real quick. When you have footage from the trenches of France in World War One, World War I, 1917 trenches,
Yeah.
where they had the box, they had somebody doing this, and you're telling me in 1996, 120,000 people, nobody had a box doing this?
yeah, no, you're probably right. You're probably right. I mean, it sounds that way. I get you. But when you look at these people and you hear their story and you see them telling the story, and these are people who have nothing to gain from being on this. They got paid nothing. They've got, if anything, for them, it's embarrassing to talk about because it's like, well, everybody thinks we're crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like watching it, the story is not compelling, but But the people who are telling the story and the way they tell it and how bothered they are by it still, that is interesting. Because they believe, I believe, here's what I think. Whatever happened, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. I believe they believe that they saw something.
And I believe they did see something, but I believe they don't know what they saw. Because here's the thing, there are still humans on this planet that live in like tribal Polynesian societies that have no contact with technology.
Yeah.
I know every once in a while there's a movie or documentary, but that's still relevant where you have undocumented tribes in the thousands and thousands of islands in Polynesia world, the Southeast Asian, whatever.
Yeah.
So that being said, if a helicopter came into their world, their mind would be blown.
Flying dinosaur monster.
Right. So I'm not, I don't want to invalidate 120,000 people, and I know nothing about it because I haven't done my research.
Right.
But like 120,000 people, and there was something from like a Harrier jet, because I don't know if Harrier jets were back then, but if you had like modern technology, even from 2023 in 1996, they'd be like, what? Well, like if somebody had a cell phone, like an iPhone, like here, just video call
these
somebody.
Particular people,
their mind would be blown.
These particular people were very familiar. There's an Air Force base right next to this city. It's Virginia, and there's an airport base right next to it, and they were very familiar with seeing aircrafts and government. Right. But what's wild about this story? So I have a massage therapist, okay. And just let me, don't even, because you did a thing, is like a little twinkle in your eye, like, because I know you're just ready to hammer me with this one. I have a massage therapist. She's from Brazil. She said, because I said, hey, I have to ask you about this thing I heard about in Virginia, and it was, an alien thing, whatever. I told her about it. She goes, oh, yeah. That was all over the news in Brazil. It was all everybody talked about in Brazil. It was everywhere. People saw it. Everybody saw it. It was this huge deal. But in the United States, we didn't cover it at all. We didn't say anything about any of it. But it was the U.S. that came and retrieved whatever was there. Could it possibly be that the U.S. thought, oh, those silly Brazilians, they'll just talk about it in the news, and because it's in Brazil, it won't matter? Or
don't you think it's far more likely,
right,
that it was a secret government project and they're just trying to get their technology before somebody else sees it or steals the technology?
I could see that argument being very valid. Like I
think about the Manhattan Project, how secret that whole project was.
Oh, you mean the time traveling experiment gone wrong? Is that what you're referring to, sir?
Go on. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
the Manhattan Project.
The Manhattan Project was actually a time travel experiment created to stop the Nazis from ruling the world, because in an alternate timeline, Hitler never died.
I thought this was the Philadelphia experiment.
Maybe that's what it was. I think that's
the
what it was.
Manhattan Project.
Manhattan Project's probably something else.
Does that the atomic bomb?
Does that have to do with the blimp?
No, it's the Oppenheimer and all that.
Is that where the Rocketeer came and stole from the movie star his girlfriend?
Do you really
it was
not
actually
know?
When they gave LSD to a bunch of people.
Do y'all really not know what the Manhattan Project was?
Is that what Oppenheimer is?
Yes.
Why didn't they call it Oppenheimer Project?
Or no, wasn't 9/11 the Manhattan Project?
Well, it was an inside job. We know that much.
Okay,
that's what I call.
I need
9/11.
y'all. I need mute buttons for both of y'all.
I have like
right
a
now.
fat roll that's just kind of.
Manhattan Project was the American government super secret project during World War II to develop atomic weapons. They had facilities I think in Nevada somewhere, and they also had facilities in Colorado because they were extracting all the uranium and plutonium.
How are they extracting it?
Out of the minerals. Anyway, people on the outskirts, they probably felt and saw explosions. They didn't know what was going on. Do you think they were like, oh, those are aliens attacking?
I don't know, maybe, but I'm talking about Brazilians, man. Like, I'm talking about people out there in the woods speaking Portuguese, seeing a flying saucer crash land, and then a creature that everybody saw, and everybody was like, even the hospital was like, yeah, there was a. They said it was a midget.
First of all,
that's what they said it was, and they used that term, and I was like offended because.
Again, flying saucer.
Yeah.
Is that their terminology, or is that in 20 years later? Let's just say it was a flying saucer.
They said the guy did the outline of it. Just watch if you watch the movie, you'll be convinced.
I promise you, I'm not.
You will be like, oh my gosh, Dom was so
Don's
right.
so right.
He's so smart. Maybe I should be his friend and for sure like know where his bug out spot is because the aliens are coming and the Earth is flat and all that stuff.
So I thought y'all were bringing this up because this Las Vegas thing like was huge.
I was trying to.
But what are you guys talking about?
There's the whole reason we're having this conversation. You keep on going to flat Earth and the moon. Is there's actual government talks right now about UFOs?
It would be irresponsible for me not to talk about flat Earth and the moon, given the platform that you've given me. If I was to just not say what I know to be true, then it would be irresponsible.
So what you're saying is, like, if you knew what the Nazis were doing in World War II, you would have to speak out.
I would have to tell you guys. Like, it would be
Just us.
well, y'all, the collective, the royal we.
Like, guys,
right?
the Nazis are kind of
This is what they're
hot
doing.
take. Nazis are bad.
I am a conduit of good information. Why is that picture Nick Lachey? Is that Nick Lachey?
That's the guy from
Tom DeLonge.
Beetlejuice.
Where are you? And I'm so very saddened to be
Hey, we might get claimed. Don't.
Yeah, because that sounded way too much like it.
I'm very good at doing Tom DeLonge impressions. almost as good at doing Tom DeLonge impressions.
What was that one song where it's like,
don't cry for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all are triggering.
Y'all
need to chill.
Okay,
He's
sorry.
what's the?
I love that man, but
Yeah,
I brought
they're
him up
so
because
good.
he got these documents declassified because he's
he
really
got
into this
these
stuff.
ones, the Las Vegas
The
alien.
Las
9/11?
Vegas thing is totally aside. This was very recent. It was a family saw. Well, a bunch of people in Las Vegas saw this. I'll just show you the on YouTube here.
Like,
it's news,
Look how natural.
Yeah, there's like something in the. If you look up top, there's gonna be something
See
in
that?
the. Oh my
but-
god!
so a meteor, right? Like that's a
yeah,
meteor.
it's just a meteor.
But
Well,
then,
it could be, or it could
my
also be aliens.
or it could be light bulbs in the dome going
but
out.
the thing is, like, people have that tendency to, like Ryan was saying, with the Manhattan Project, and around that time, Roswell was around that time. It was in the 40s, and there was all these experiments, and
1947.
this shit did happen. But there are way better explanations. But not to say that people don't believe what they saw.
Yeah, but belief doesn't make anything true.
Seeing is
Oh, I believe I'm a flower pot. Doesn't make me a flower pot. You know? I believe that camera is a mountain. Doesn't make it a mountain.
It's not a mountain. It's a camera.
It's a camera.
Silly goose.
Yeah.
Let me see
I
that
believe
clip
the
one
world
more
is
time,
flat.
though.
That doesn't make it flat.
Because I would think it's important to note the trajectory at which the aliens are coming in.
At an angle.
It's at an angle because on account of the dome that they're flying into. Through.
Yeah.
Let's see it one more time.
Ryan, don't you have a 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it got moved to 1:30.
Oh shit!
So
Let's
here's the
talk
thing is
about
okay. If it's a dome,
If it's a dome,
and that thing pierced the dome, wouldn't all the water from the dome start pouring in?
you ever heard of a cloudburst?
No.
Do you think it's funny that they call it cloudburst?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's actually a terrifying event, Ryan.
What
When
are you
someone says it's a cloudburst, I think, oh my God, this is it. But what it really is minute little breakage in the firmament that the Holy Spirit created around us to protect us from the water. I also think he uses the same Holy Spirit power to plug those holes whenever they
So
I think,
come
is this
undone.
considered blasphemy? Isn't this against the Ten Commandments? What
I
you're doing?
don't think so. I think-
okay. So every time it rains,
Yep.
is that just there's a leak in the dome until somebody can go up there and patch the leak?
No, the rainbow is actually
Not rainbow, the rain.
Oh, well, the rainbow is a reflection of the dome from the sun. That's what that is.
So there is
it's
a
lens
sun.
flare. The sun is not the sun the way you think it's the sun. The sun is actually just a giant godox. So
No one's gonna get that.
that's what it is. It's a giant godox.
So when like the Great Flood and Noah, does that just mean the hole
Oh,
was a
so
little
you
bit bigger?
acknowledge the Bible is real? Because if you believe in the Great Flood and Noah, then you have to believe in the firmament.
I believe the Bible is a real book. Yes.
Which would mean that we're set on the four corners. The foundation of the earth is on.
Here's the thing: is you can't prove a
corners.
book by a book.
What?
What?
You can't prove a book by.
All I'm saying is, in Noah
Yeah.
and the flood,
Mm-hmm.
was that just a bigger leak that took longer to plug?
I don't know. We'll have to ask God about that. Do you know if you're going to heaven, Ryan?
I know probably not. Someone and I we'll be on this flat Earth for a while.
Well,
I mean, look at where y'all are sitting. Look behind you.
Two checks.
yeah, that's it.
Two checks.
Here's the deal. I don't know. I mean, it's
What's a firmament?
Isn't it possible though, or is it totally impossible in your mind?
What's up?
Could it be? So say something came out. We interrupt this program to bring you news that guess what, guys, the Earth is flat, and you've been lied to this whole time. If that was to happen, if like the news came out and everybody was said, "Hey guys, so here's the deal. There are aliens. We're afraid of them. We don't know how to deal with them. So we've created this lie that says that there's space and we're in this circle. We don't know what's going on. We're in some sort of dome. There's something out there. We don't know how to get to it." If that happened, what would be the reaction?
You mean like, hey everybody, there's a pandemic, wear masks, get these vaccines that definitely work. We're all going.
And Tom
Something like
Cruise
that.
was in on it the whole time.
Yeah.
My thing is, have you seen that episode of SNL? Tom Hanks, green screen. Where's the real people at? It's not his house. It's not. And there's a guy in a control room, probably serving up the adrenochrome or
So
whatever.
anyway, I still can't. First of all, let's get away from flat Earth. But you think we're in a dome underwater?
I think water is all around us.
It is all around us.
So we agree.
It's in the air.
It's actually in us. Did you know that, Don?
Yes.
Yeah. So we all agree. Good. I'm glad.
I'm right. Told you. You did the research. Sounds like you did the
The
research.
science speaks for itself.
Yeah.
The science speaks. Y'all think it's cool? Can I ask y'all a question?
No,
So one
it's
of the
not. It's
one
not.
of the
It's
one
not.
of the sponsors of this show. By the way, thank you for the T-shirt, the hat, Ryan. I have a couple hats coming for you.
Do you want to
Devil-
like give a little space between that conversation and?
No.
Is
Just
Devil, they're supporters of this, I think.
Anybody that's going to
Devil
start
Dog-
putting a beanie on,
Devil
anybody
Dog
that has a
dungarees.
beanie
Devil?
in their pocket
Devil-
in the 100-degree humid weather that is Texas.
Hey, you keep an ace up your sleeve and a beanie in your pocket. That's what Grandpa always said, right?
Did he? My grandpa always said always have a pocket knife.
My grandpa always said, "Fuck you, kids, get out of here."
Hey, Sohill, there you go.
Whoa,
Yep,
whoa.
Yep.
Well,
Where you at?
Sorry, Donovan. This is not a threat towards you.
No.
I feel
This is where you hold your beanie up.
that's why I'm wearing this orange beanie, so you guys know I'm not a deer. What?
Also, I'm not a threat
I'm
because
not a
I'm wearing
threat
orange.
because I'm wearing orange, which it matches my sock. What I've done here, if you'll go wide, you can see
Donovan
I've
McDaniel,
got-
fashion icon.
orange and orange, and then when you pop it on like that, and then it's look how cute I am. It's orange.
What is it? Devil Dog?
Yeah, Devil Dog Dungarees. So what we love about this
Is it
brand,
a veteran band?
they support the Wounded Warrior Project. They
Are they Satanists?
are not Satanists.
No, you can't joke around them if they're Marines.
They've been around since 1948. They're the real deal. Everything that they make is quality. I'm wearing their jeans today. I got their T-shirt on. I got this hat on. Ryan, we got some hats coming. We got some shirts coming. We got a big old jacket coming. Not that it had to be a big old jacket. It's just a big jacket. It's the way it feels on everybody who wears it because it's like a larger jacket. Not saying that we need to get a larger one for you. We got Ryan's size jacket, which is neither large nor small.
When you're digging,
it's just a size.
Your talent is digging and digging and digging.
So anyway,
where are they based out of?
They are based out of North Carolina, and they support heroes, and we support them. So thank you, Devil Dog, for all the goodies. Appreciate it.
So
I also think that they were formed. What's great is their products are out of this world, and as we touched on earlier, Roswell took place in 1947. Devil Dog was formed in 1948. I don't think that there's
in on it. You think they're in on it?
Oh yeah, I think it's 100%. This is alien technology. That's how good this stuff is. It's alien technology, bro.
Because there was never a beanie before the
so,
aliens.
Am I alone here in
yes.
that? No, it just no. Like, am I alone here in the belief that there's aliens? So, yes or no? Are there aliens?
No. Yes. I mean, definitely. Like I said, they could be in forms that we don't. They're not aliens in the way you're describing them. No.
You don't think there's tiny little dudes?
My belief, like my wonder of the cosmos and the infinite, vastness.
You're just saying fancy words.
No, I do believe it would be very weird if we were the only ones. Now, have they made it here? That's a different story.
Here's the thing, guys.
Yeah.
The rarity that is Earth. The perfect conditions that sparked life on Earth is so rare. We have yet to encounter that anywhere else. It's not like the movies where it's like, oh, look, a planet that could support human life. We have yet to find any planets that could support human life anywhere remotely close that we could actually travel to. Now, does that mean other people, other beings out there don't have the technology that could reach us? Well, yeah. Fade that in. We have yet there. The likelihood that there's aliens out there is low, and the reason it's low is because the likelihood that there's another planet out there that supports life is low.
So, in your opinion, and this is just for the sake of conversation, we all know Earth is probably flat and it's a dump, but like for the sake of conversation, in your opinion, is the likelihood of aliens low because the circumstances surrounding what it would take for alien life to exist is, we've been told that doesn't exist anywhere else? Like, in your mind, like, is the likelihood that aliens exist low because there's no photographic evidence and no real video evidence? Or
no, the in my opinion, it's low because we have yet to even remotely discover any planet out there that could support organic life.
Is, for argument's sake, could that be because we are just so technologically, we're so far back? And could there be something from a different like a different what's
dimension?
Dimension? Yeah, could it be an interdimensional beings? I think, because in my mind, honestly, with all bull crap aside, I think the likelihood of there being interdimensional beings is way higher than there are from other galaxies that are going to travel through space to get to us, right?
So here's the thing: is like, from what I understand, the galaxy is infinite, right? It's just infinitely expanding. And we have probably had a fraction of 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 a snapshot of that galaxy. So we're obviously nowhere close to being able to see the vastness of space and the universe. That being said, the snapshot that we do have, as huge as that is, and as much activity and planets and stuff that's in it, none of that has remotely close to the elements that would take to create life.
So let's unpack it a different way. why would, if I believe that aliens do exist, I think it's a government cover-up. What benefit would it be to the government to cover something like that up? Does that make sense? Like, if they existed, why would they not want us to know? In your opinion, if that was true, why would they want us to know? What would it do?
Was it Cerebus
Big
Paribus?
if. We're not
Cerebus
saying-
Paribus, all things equal.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. Okay. If that's real, and why they would not be saying it's out there, I would defer to the great movie of the mid to late 90s with who's Morgan Freeman as president and Elijah Wood as the discoverer of a comet, where it comes in and destroys the world. I think it was called Comet.
I remember that movie.
You know, but they realized the world was ending. 2012 had a similar premise. The world is ending, but you can't tell people, because if they knew the world was ending, commerce would stop, riots would, and then life as we know it would be over. So a big if, that's just true, and the reason they would keep it secret is because they need the framework of society to continue to happen in order to either prepare or, hey, maybe they won't stop or maybe we'll survive.
So what if, let me ask you this.
And that's with a big if.
Big if. All this is ifs, right? But what if aliens do exist? What if aliens have been helping us from the beginning, down to the discovery of the Americas and, or the Incas and the Aztecs and the tribes like that. Like, what if is a known thing that aliens exist, aliens are allies, maybe we get technology from them, whatever. What if our government was actively working with extraterrestrial life forms and was in communication with these and they weren't telling us? What if something like that came out? Like, not that there's a threat coming, not that there's a thing, but hey, there is no threat. We have an alliance. Here's the deal. Here's that. What would that do, theoretically, to the framework of the United States of America? Would it change everything? Would everything be meaningless?
Here's the thing is, I think that one is even more ridiculous. Let me Patriot, America, veteran, love all the things America.
I know.
But
Thank you for your service.
That's a callback. Thank you for acknowledging my service.
No, we all think you're a hero for that, man. Really.
I hate that word.
You're a hero.
Shut up. Anyway, I saw, this is not my thought, I saw it on a podcast yesterday, and it was like brilliant. It's like what the JFK, this is actually RFK Jr. I think it was on Joe Rogan actually. He was talking about how what John F. K. was trying to do was send aid and send goods and build the world through helping them. And what ended up happening is we sent troops and we're trying to build the world with guns and ammo. Well, what China is doing now, they're converting a lot of African countries into appreciating China more than the United States, because China is building infrastructure, they're building schools, they're sending money, they're sending aid. They're not sending troops, whereas America sends troops. I say that because if the aliens were on America's side, why aren't we colonizing more? Why aren't we taking things over? Don't put that up there. I don't want to be associated with that.
What is it?
It's probably the Chinese national anthem.
Oh.
He was going to put it behind me or something.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, but you asked not to.
I know.
I respect that.
Thank you.
It would have been funny.
What does it say about women in there? I don't think there's... It's probably something real bad, I'm assuming.
They're probably like...
Women, wands on... I don't want to even say it.
Only one
yeah.
per family.
Yeah. Millions, but with own heart. I don't know.
We should probably end this and do another one, but we were talking about Wrexham because we get views on that stuff.
So you think, because I think it's extremely likely that there could be aliens and an alien alliance with the United States, and we get their technology to work on, all of a sudden we have this, all of a sudden we have that technology, we can do this, we can do this. Things that, Tesla came up with. Like, I think that's very likely. I also think it's very likely that there's something. I think the scarier alternative is there is something that has been traveling here, or there is something that has come here and we know about it,
All
but
right.
we don't know anything about it. That would be the scary one to me, because then it's like, well, crap. We'd stay hidden.
We'll get three thoughts, three opinions. If they're, say aliens are real,
Okay.
there's in my mind, there's three outcomes. There's the aliens are here, we're nothing, they wipe us out, super controlling.
Right.
Aliens are here, they're here to help us. They solve world hunger, they solve poverty, they solve everything, and we live in a utopian society. Aliens are here just watching with popcorn on the sidelines. Out of those three thoughts, why are we talking about it? Because any one of those, it's like a all or nothing type scenario.
Well,
We're
what
either
about
wiped out.
What about aliens don't give a shit? We're not even worthy of popcorn.
That would be on the middle tier where they're either watching or they're not. They move on.
I mean, it shouldn't
nothing
be
happens.
that freaky for us.
So basically, what I'm saying is, we die. It's utopia. Stay the same. That's where we're at.
So, theoretically, news comes out, aliens are real. We don't need to be afraid of them, but they're real. And what would that do for you as a business owner and your business? Would there be an explosion of people wanting to film content?
No.
Would there be
No.
a market to go try to reach aliens and be like, hey, let's tell your story?
I think the explosion would be in religion.
Yeah, I think
think-
so too.
I think everyone would be packing out religious houses,
You think packing them out or emptying them?
packing them, because people would be so scared, they don't know what to do.
But my thing is, if there was aliens, and there's zero mention of aliens in the Bible,
Yeah, people are leaving, man.
I'm leaving
People are
church. I'm going.
burning it down.
I'm gonna go try and make friends with the aliens. Figure out what kind of weird worship service we gotta do.
You got any weed?
Like,
What kind of weed you got in your planet?
Yeah.
What are y'all's favorite alien movies? Let's end
Okay.
on that real
okay.
quick.
Oh,
Like,
Best
okay.
alien
Oh, yeah.
movie of all
Oh, yeah.
time. What is it?
What's what?
What's the best alien movie of all time?
It depends. What are you talking about? Like horror?
No.
Fun?
Just knee jerk.
Knee jerk reaction. First thing that came in your head.
What's yours?
Alien.
Is it just because of the name?
Yeah. Like, if I had time to think about it, I think District 9.
Okay.
You forgot about that movie, right? It's a good one.
I got one.
Okay.
Man of Steel.
That's cool. That's a good. Yeah, that's good.
It's not really, but I just thought it was a
Okay.
callback. I think Alien is good, but I think that's just because it's a classic.
The premise of it's so great. It's so scary. It's like, hey, there's this one thing.
Yeah.
It's here. It's a monster. Because what made Aliens so good is you knew nothing about the land it came from. You knew nothing about it. It was just this thing, which left it so open to, oh my God, there could be monsters all over the place.
And then if you go through the canon, it's like, oh, now they found a way to integrate it with Predator, and Predator developed these so they could. No. And then it was like further canon. They have the Prometheus, where you have the what do they call them?
the god creatures.
They got the engineers.
engineers.
And they created them to terraform or something.
I liked
or-
Prometheus. Did you like Prometheus?
I wish they had more of that. I
There
wish
was-
they would expand on
There
it.
was Prometheus, and then that second one, which was like a direct sequel to Prometheus, that wasn't as good. I didn't think.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of the engineers and the. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they got into it, or if they did, I just didn't see it.
District 9 is, I think, the best. I think that movie is brilliant. I think it's so
Well, I think I don't even see that as an alien movie though. I think that's more of a
human.
human type movie, like society and racism.
It says
and-
so much, and it's so poignant and beautiful and scary, and you feel like I would love to see another. What happened to that guy? The guy who he played Vicus in District 9,
He's
and
been
then
in a lot of stuff.
and then he was
Murdoch and
A-Team. What else has he done? Because I love that guy.
He was in Elysium.
That was the same director as District 9,
Yeah,
right?
he played the bad guy in Elysium. He's a
Was
really
he
good actor.
Chappie? Did he do Chappie's voice?
Maybe, I don't know.
I would love to
Sohail's
see.
got to pee.
Okay, he's
We
gotta
should
pee.
keep going for another 20 minutes.
All right. Well,
Sohail's
whether
gotta
Wait,
pee.
my favorite's Mars Attacks. Just want to say that callback to Tim.
You just like seeing everybody die. Anyway, this is we should start a podcast. Aliens are not real. The world is round. We did land on the moon.
I just think it's amazing that you can sit there and lie to these people. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me that I'm right. We all know it's flat. It's fine.
And
We're fine.
Cool.